Hey, what's up, movers? Coach Howe here. I just want to go over a couple of basics in terms of how to sit. So I covered how to stand briefly in my last video. Obviously, we're talking about movement, we're talking about our environments, we're talking about the way we treat our body. And resting postures, sitting postures are a big part of how we treat our body and train our nervous system. So if you are sitting in a traditional chair, we can get to that in a moment. But I would highly encourage you to not sit in a traditional chair whenever possible. If the ground is available to you, use the floor. This, crisscross applesauce, pretty standard movement here. A lot of us are probably pretty tight, and this is an uncomfortable position. A lot of pinching in the front here, not a whole lot of space to get the knees to the floor. I'm still working on this myself. This isn't necessarily the most comfortable position for me. However, I have been able to find some space where I am able to get my butt back. I'm able to not have my tailbone tucked underneath me, but have it behind me. So I can climb my chest and my upper body high, and then allow my spine and everything to sit into my hips. So I am resting into my hips back here. The pressure is in the hamstrings and the glutes. If you don't have access to this, this is where we want to eventually have some access to. So this is one way to sit. If you don't feel comfortable here, you don't have access to this yet, don't worry, you will soon. Another good resting posture that I would really like you to own is called the Seiza. So we call this Seiza. This is on the knees, tops of the shins are into the mat. I'll give you a behind view here. We're really looking to get these heels away from our butt. We don't want to be pressurizing inward and sitting here. We want pressure going from the outside. So we are getting our heels away, we're letting our butt come in. You can even maybe play around a little bit here and work on that foot and ankle mobility. You can overlap your feet a little bit if you would like to do so. We really want to learn how to own this position here. This is a Seiza. Once again, I have my tailbone out and away from me. I have a little bit of curvature in the back spine here. This makes sure that I have pressure coming from hamstrings, glutes, low back, and my body and my bones are resting into this. I am not just collapsing forward, letting my bones fall into myself, letting my tailbone tuck under. I'm strong in the backside and I'm resting into this. Notice how my shins are flat on the floor. This is indication of good ankle mobility. You may find that when you first come here, you can maybe have a little gap. That's totally okay. I had a huge gap myself, and I am working on cleaning that up. This is a Seiza sit, and this is a excellent posture for you to sit in and to start gaining space into. You may have pressure in the knees, in the front end. Once again, we're gonna get better at this. It comes with time. If you come to this position, you can spend maybe 20-30 seconds here. That's great. Let's get into our next position, the cowboy. We're just gonna have our toes out. Once again, I really like to make sure we're pressurizing the outside foot, the outside blade of the foot. We're not gonna let the knee dump out here. We're gonna be in our column where knee is over our foot, we're over our shoulder, and if you want, you can get the head in here, maybe get a little slight side bend. This is really gonna help maybe pressurize the backside a little bit. Once again, this foot that's down is still going away. You can even work on pushing this heel away and getting more access as you sit in cowboy this way. Maybe come to the left side here if you get a little tired. We always want to make sure we are in our columns and that our heel is away. If you want to take this cowboy kneeling resting posture to an easier space, once again, to relieve maybe some of the tension we're feeling here, then let's just come here. Once again, you can be on your toes, you can lay the foot flat. It's however you want and however your body feels comfortable. But let's make sure we're not dumping inside, putting pressure on the big toe. Everything's always away. So you can hang out here, come into here, pressurizing outside blade, keeping knees straight and forward, head and shoulders in this column here. We can be here, we can be here, we can be on our toes, we could be tops of our feet. Let's get good at resting and playing on the floor. It's gonna instill a lot of the work that we do and it's going to build a foundation on top of that work that we're doing in our exercise, in our movements. Don't shy away from the floor. The floor is your friend, and it's very healing. Coach Howe out.